Hi everyone, it's Taff. Welcome back to Professional Farmer 2014. We're back on the farm, and as you can see, the front loader is in front of us. But no, don't panic. We have collected all the bales, and we have two clear, beautiful stubble fields. Wonderful. So another year, we can put this bad boy away and not have to worry about collecting bales. I've stored a few there, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I've got a few around the other side. Thank you for all the comments, especially the one which said if you move your baler, save the game, it then becomes a sale point, and I was able to sell many of the bales. I've kept about, what was that, 7, 8, 9. I've kept 9 bales which we can use for the animals, and we can always sell later should we need to, but for now I kept them because they would be useful. Okay, so the bales have been collected. What we had to do, we had a field to seed, didn't we? I think we cultivated it. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a look at fields. This one here, that's been cultivated. It's waiting to be sown. Okay, great. The seeder is still full of grain, I would imagine. So we'll probably look. Whoops! Don't hit the tree. I'll just drop my hay trailer there, almost my bale trailer should I say, and we'll go and get the seeder which is over by the seed shed. Great. Okay. So it's got wheat in it. Let's just have a quick look actually what we got in the way of. Okay, so it's got 553 kilograms of wheat. Do we want to put wheat in there? We should be able to swap it over, shouldn't we? So if I'll drive over here into the home magazine. Okay, great. So what do we have? We have grass or we've got grass or wheat. Okay, there's not great options there. Should we buy? Actually, let's just come out of that then. And let's see if we can go to the ag store. Okay, what should we buy? We could potentially... It's got to be of the grain variety for us to be able to sell it. Obviously, that's the cheapest. Barley is a little bit more expensive. Rape we could do. Peas we could do. Get more and more expensive though. Okay, we'll stick with wheat. We'll stick with wheat for now. Yeah, let's buy some barley. Then we can automatically, let's buy 1,000 of barley. So let's, what's miscellany? Fertilizer, no. Pesticides. Okay, great. Cows, yeah. Hay, fine. Bird food's fine. No, we don't want a weather station. Okay. So, can we empty this seeder? There must be a way of emptying the seeder. Can we... Oh, the big button that says empty seeder at the top. Goodness me. Right, we're going to put some barley on the fields. I know it's very similar to wheat, but I prefer barley. It's got those. It's got the ears, and it's got a lovely shimmer in the field. And because we're going to put wheat on the other fields as well, it would be nice just to put something slightly different. Even though it is very similar to wheat, it tends to ripen earlier, and it looks beautiful in the fields. Right. Let's go down a few gears. Let's drop her down. She's a drop down, and let's go. And we are a seeding. Great. So let's just bring up the gizmo here so we can see area sown 3%. That's fine. Get rid of that for now. So I had a look on the forums about updates and anything exciting happening about this game. There's nothing. There's no... It's really gone quiet, if I'm honest, which is never a good thing. I'm sure there's a team working on this still in the background, but I get very much the impression it's not a a big support team. There's probably only 2 or 3 guys working on it, if that. So, you know, updates and upgrades are going to be few and far between, sadly. And a lot of the, the developers who were answering questions on the forums, Steam forums this is, they've all gone very quiet as well. Hopefully that's an indication that they are busy working, or maybe that they're on their holidays, because obviously the summer holidays and a lot of people like to go away with their families. That's also possible. But yeah, we will see. We will see. It's a shame because they've got such a stable platform now. Just need to do some improvements here, there, and everywhere, and keep adding content, and this would be a good game. I don't know if they are giving this, a wide berth until Farm Sim 15 comes out, but you'd have thought if they wanted to sell anything or get some upgrades in the pipeline, you'd want them out before Farm Sim 15, because that's probably going to be the next benchmark. But I don't know. We'll see. We will see. But yeah, nothing on the forums as such. So make of that what you will. I've reading my comments. I have noticed that there's actually a couple of you are asking if Agricultural Simulator 2013 will make a return. Now, obviously, I've had numerous issues with that. I think everyone has, with it crashing and corrupting files and the like. But it's a game I do enjoy. So if it's something you want to see, let me know, and we will look about how we can do a third series. I would probably go back to the US West map because I think that was my favourite, and it gave us a good amount of starting land, so we could get some money coming in. But let me know your thoughts and feelings on that. Would 3 farming videos a week be a bit too much farming? Because obviously I know a lot of people have various interests, and it's not just purely farming. Similar with myself, well, obviously I enjoy it, but I have other. I really enjoy the other series I run as well. So let me know your thoughts on that one. And if there's a demand for it, then I shall make it. If you build it, they will come. But in this instance, if you want it, I will build it. If that makes sense. No, it doesn't make sense. But if there's a demand, I will do the series. I am more than happy to do that. It's just, it's a bit of a, it can be a bit of a heartbreaker when everything crashes and you get ruined, and you have to go, you then have to restore a previous save, hope that restores, and then try and build my way back to it. So it can be a bit of a time sink. But if it's something that you want to see, then I will do it. I will make it possible. I've got so many ideas of series I want to do. It's just time. Unfortunately, time is not my friend. So much to do, so little time. But I do what I can. I was watching the Polaris newscast thing regarding the changes which are happening to YouTube and Google. So don't worry, it's not going to be another bloomin' unasked for link-in with Google Plus or some crazy new page redesign. They're not going to do anything like that. They're actually bringing in, they're upgrading YouTube. So they will be doing YouTube videos. In the new upgrade, will be able to be running at 4K resolution. Although I think you can already get that, but you can also run it at 60 frames per second rather than 30. Oh, milk is brought in $300, and the hen's eggs have brought 120. Lovely. So yeah, obviously there's no point doing simulation style games in 60 frames per second because, well, there's a number of reasons, but one, the games are normally locked to 30 anyway, so it doesn't matter. 60 frames per second would be really good for action games, like shooters and that kind of thing. The only problem with 60 frames per second my Ava Media card will only record at 30 frames per second in 1080. I can drop down to 720 and have 60 frames per second, but it's a compromise. Unless they bring out some new software which allows it to go to 60 frames at 1080, then I don't know. It's not going to be something that's going to be widespread instantly, I don't think. It's going to be great for, you know, first-person shooters and action games like, you know, arcadey action games, something like Sonic or something. If you do series on those, then that'll really improve, I think. But and they're also bringing in not only a, obviously we got the thumbs up button. There's also going to be, interestingly, a tip button. Not really sure how this is going to work, but apparently you will be able to tip to show your appreciation for a user's content. So yeah, I guess it's like in any game, any multiplayer game you've played, and when you can, you know, they have an economy. You obviously tip money to, you know, people who do services for you, and I think it's going to be trying to bring that kind of thing in. How they implement it, I have no idea, but that should be interesting. But watch the massive increase in people joining YouTube to try and make a quick buck. That'd be quite interesting. I think they're taking, obviously, lead from donations on things like streaming channels are very popular, and they make a lot of money through donations. So I don't know if YouTube are trying to jump on that bandwagon and bring in like a tip service. It's interesting. Wait to see how they implement it before we comment, but yeah, interesting nonetheless. See how that works out in reality. But in next to no time, this field is almost complete with barley. Fantastic. Is that reading? That's reading 100%. Great. So let's take this back. There is a little bit around the edge, but as it's reading 100%, once it skips on a season, that will be fine. Right, and we've still got half the trailer done. So, whoa. What we want to do now that that has been seeded, we'll get that fertilized, and then we'll skip on a season, and then we'll work on the other two fields which we did last time. Right, so we want the fertilizer. How much cash we got now? That's brought in a few bucks. We got, oh, not a lot, 12,300. I was going to say, has it gone down? Of course it has. We bought some barley, didn't it? Of course we did. Of course we did. Right, let's go and quickly get this field fertilised, and then we can skip on a season. And we can watch these two fields grow while we work on the other two. Right, we might get the little one ploughed, and I may very well get the hired help to do the others. Yeah, I know I'm cheating, but hey ho. Right, so is it T to switch it on? Yes, and go. Oh wow, that's really difficult to see. I'm wondering if fertilization, whoops, should be done after we skip on a season. We might be able to see it then. So let's skip on a season now that we've done the main work. So mechanics, next round we are skipping to late autumn. Ooh, went dark. Okay. Oh, this field looks a bit odd. It's shown as 0 sown. Why is it showing as 0 sown? That's a bit odd. I don't understand that. I'm confused. So I will just get this fertilized anyway. Why is it showing as we just sown it? This field may not work out quite as I wanted it. That's confused me. I don't know why it's showing as non-sown. But clearly we just sown it. Sowed it. Sown it. Sowed it. Oh, my English grammar. Don't fail me now. I'm sure you all know far better than me why this has gone wrong. If it's gone wrong, or it's just a glitch telling me that that isn't ready to go when in fact it's fine. But we'll see. We'll just finish this off anyway. Okay, so that is sown and it is fertilised now. So if it cheats us, it cheats us. We'll just have to find out. Our grass is growing. How's this? Does this need to be fertilised? No, that's been fertilised, so that's fine. Right, so let's take this back in. Pray to God that that works. I'm not confident that it will. Okay, let's get the plough and we will go and work on that little field just behind the farm. We'll leave the big one to the manual labour. We don't want to be getting ourselves involved with all that. No, it's too much like hard work. Right, so where's the plough? Rotate that plough. Is it? Rotate! Goodness me. It's not the most responsive thing in the world. Right, we'll start on this end, I think. Should we? Yeah. Right. Obviously there's two ways of ploughing. You can either rotate the plough or you can just come down the other side of the field. I'm guessing probably coming down the other side of the field is probably the quicker option, if I'm honest, because it takes so long to actually rotate the damn thing. That's ploughing nicely though. We're not particularly going in a straight line, which is a bit of a blow. Wasting a bit of room there, but try and bring it back, try and bring it back. So obviously normally I would rotate the plough and go back down there, but you can obviously nip down this side as well and just keep doing this until you meet in the middle. Now I want to see which one feels the quicker, because I always stop and rotate and I'm not sure that's the quickest way of doing it. I'm all about efficiency. If you can get more efficient at doing these farming tasks. Yeah, I think it does feel a little bit quicker, doesn't it? I could be wrong. Maybe the time it takes to drive to the other edge of the field, then to begin with it's not as quick, but long term obviously that's going to be reducing and reducing and reducing the amount of time you have to drive to the other edge of the field. So yeah, I think this might be the quicker way. So I may have to adopt this going forward. So rotating plough is not necessary, although it's nice. Right, so let's just mosey on down here and get this done. So I'll probably put wheat, or well, we've only got wheat or barley, so we'll put wheat and barley back on those. We'll probably use the barley until we run out of barley, and then we can always finish the rest off with wheat. So I'll probably start with seeding the big fields, and we'll probably do that with barley, and that'll probably finish the barley, and then if it doesn't, we'll see how much we got left, and we may do this little field. If there's nothing left, obviously we'll just put wheat back on this field. It'll be fine. We still get the straw either way, and that's got to be good. We've got to earn all the little money we can at the moment. I would have liked to have had enough money to get the muck spreader, but it doesn't look like it's going to be possible for a few seasons anyway. Oh yes, looking good. Slight gap there, but don't worry, that will that will all come out in the wash. It'll be fine. Okay, our house, is our house always been blue? I don't know, maybe it's because I'm thinking about Agricultural Simulator, we've got the red house, but yeah, never really noticed that's been blue. So, not, you know, I have seen the house, just never really taken much notice of it. And it's blue, for heaven's sake, blue. Oh, I should say, I'm recording this on the 4th of July. And obviously this is in the US, this is the US download, so it's Independence Day on the 4th of July in America. Obviously a dark day in their history where they were kicked out of the British Empire, or I'm sure something like that, I can't remember exactly, but words to that effect, something like that happened, and they were blacklisted from the Invitational Ball at the Palace, and ever since they've been the United States of America. Dark day, I'm sure, in American history, but we're all friends now, so it's good. It's all fine. I'm pretty sure that's what I learned in history anyway. So happy Independence Day to all those in America. They are probably having big barbecues and fireworks and all sorts of craziness this weekend. Enjoying that. Probably lovely weather as well. So as I say, barbecues, boozing. Oh, it sounds wonderful, doesn't it? Me, I have got a wedding to go to. Not my own, obviously. But it's a colleague at work's wedding, so I'll be going, and I'm not actually going to be drinking. I'm trying to be healthy, fit and healthy now, so I'm not drinking at the moment. So I'm going to go to a wedding and not drink. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. And what's really annoying is it's really close to where I live, so I could potentially, you know, a taxi ride home would be really cheap, but no, I've committed not to drink, so I could, you know, my self-discipline could falter, but yeah, we'll see, I probably won't drink, because the cows have brought in $300 US. Your hens have brought in $120 via eggs. Great. There you go. There's another 500 bucks. How much have we got then? We have we got 11,693. That must have been because we cycled on a season, and that's probably maintenance costs and the like. So yeah, okay. Did we store? We sold all the grain, didn't we? We didn't store any of it. Do we have any silos? We do have a silo, so it'd be interesting to see if we stored any, because we might just go and sell it, even though it's pretty much worthless at the moment. It's probably actually more realistic prices you get for it, but you're so used to good prices in Agricultural Simulator and Farming Sim that we've probably been spoilt a little bit. I don't actually know what the price of wheat is. And it's probably realistic. Farmers are always complaining that they don't earn enough from their cereal crops. But you know, the cereal crops do tend to be the cash crop, which or the cash injection for the farm. Animals, they just don't seem to be making that much money these days. You know, obviously we all need milk, and we all have, you know, dairy in our diets. Well, unless you're obviously not, you don't like it, or you know, you can't stomach it for, you know, any particular reason. And you do have people who are intolerant, but a lot of people obviously use dairy in their diet, and it just doesn't seem to be the most economic solution to do it. You know, milk, I can buy, I'm just trying to think how much, I think it's a 4-pint tub of milk, and I can buy it from the supermarket for £1. That's 25p a pint, which is extremely low when you think about how much effort has gone in to get that milk. You know, they've had to keep the animal alive all year, bed it, feed it, keep it in good condition with medical, you know, bills and checks and all that kind of thing. Obviously then they've had to go through the calving process, and 25p a pint, that's extortionately cheap. Extortionately cheap? That sounds wrong. That is incredibly cheap. And yeah, I think these supermarkets are not being particularly helpful to the dairy farmers. I don't know what it's like in other countries. Is it as ridiculously cheap in other countries for milk as it is in the UK? I think our dairy farmers might be not being looked after particularly well. There was a thing on one of the Country File programs I saw where they were talking about, what was it? But yeah, one farmer, he's got a dairy herd, but he doesn't produce any milk for the UK. It goes all off to China, where he can get twice the price for it, because China are apparently desperate for milk. So that's quite interesting. There we go, that is one beautifully ploughed field. I'm sure you're all saying that. That is one beautifully ploughed field. Well, thank you, that is not bad, is it? Champione, champione, ole, ole, ole. Right. Let's take this back. I will get the workers to do the big fields, because it's a big field. Let's just quickly get this cultivated, and we'll probably end it there. Oh, can't see anything under the... I'm really pleased. This little tractor we bought, obviously not as powerful as our starter tractor, but it's doing everything that we ask of it. We were going to potentially look at getting an upgraded cultivator, weren't we? Because if we get the big equipment, then, you know, doing a field that size will take us next to no time. Well, in comparison to what it has been. So yeah, we can probably look to do a bit more manual work ourselves. Right, let's get that down and go. What gear are we in? We are in 6B. We don't want to go try and pull it in 6B. That'll probably rip the coupling off and cause all sorts of damage. Right, so if we get this cultivated today, next time we will need to get it sown and properly fertilised before we look to move on, because that was disappointing that that appears to have caused that field to go a little bit weird, and it might not sprout in the next season. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that's just a glitch, but I'm not too hopeful, if I'm honest. I'm just wondering, obviously the ploughing technique going from both sides of the fields in, is that the same for cultivating? Is that as quick? Or probably not. I don't know. It's probably not, because obviously the reason it was a time saver with the plough is because you had to wait for the plough to rotate, whereas you don't in the cultivator, you just drop and lift and drop, so it's fine. Okie dokie. Autumn leaves blowing in the wind. Lovely. Although our little generator isn't spinning. Got the windmills on the hill going, but our little generator blade is not moving at all, which is disappointing. Righty ho. What's the old fuel gauge around that like? I can't really see on this. Let's bring up. Fuel is fine. Temperature is fine as well. Great. Yeah, the dash, the dials on the dash don't work in real life. So, I mean, for the fuel and temperature gauge, the rev and the speed do, but. What is that speed? That's a rev. And what is that one? Those look like two rev counters. I could be wrong. No, 20 miles an hour. 20. Yeah, no, that's fine. There's the speedo. That's fine. Right, let's get this moving. And we... Oh, ooh, up we go. Struggling on the gradient there a touch. Yes, as I say, we'll look to get these two fields done. I'll get that one ploughed and cultivated via... the workforce we will hire in, which will be fine. That'll probably cost us a little bit, but probably not too bad, to be honest with you. It'll probably only cost us a few $100, and it's well worth it. I was going to say, when you think about how much time we will save, but really, you know, this season will last as long as we want it to last, so it won't actually save us time as such, because time is an issue. We got so much control over it. It should be fine. Just drop that down, get rid of that. Looks very scruffy at the edge, doesn't it? But not a lot I can do about that, I'm afraid. Okay. Ooh, so what? What I'm looking to do with the money, I'm still looking to get a muck spreader or slurry spreader so we can use what we're getting from the cows on the fields, which should save us a little bit of cash when it comes to buying pellet fertilizer. I think that'll be the greatest benefit going forward. Then obviously I want to get a bigger seeder and a bigger cultivator, and ultimately a even bigger plough, so we can tear through these fields in next to no time and get them prepared. Then we can look into go into other root crops like potatoes when we have enough money to buy all the gear that goes with that and is necessary for that kind of operation. So for now we'll concentrate on the old cereals, which we can use the oh, I dropped down a gear rather than putting the gear down. Yeah, so we'll concentrate on the wheats, the barleys, the rape and the soy for now, and then obviously we could get a corn cutter for our combine, and it does come with one should we wish to purchase it, and obviously we need the drill for the corn on the cob. But yeah, corn on the cob is something that we could potentially look at as well, which would be quite exciting. That'll probably we'll probably look to do that before we venture into potatoes and root vegetables and that kind of thing. Okie dokie. Oh, I had a big yawn then. Oh, I've just come in after a coaching lesson for tennis, and yeah, I was all pumped up at the beginning of this video, and as you can probably tell, my energy levels have drained a little bit. That's just because I've been playing tennis, and I'm slowly cooling down and getting more and more sleepy, which is fine. I'll get this rendering, and I'm probably out for a bike ride because today is supposed to be the hottest day here in the UK. It's going to and you're going to laugh when I tell you how hot it's going to be, because you're going to say that's not hot, but this has got us in a panic. It's going to be 27 degrees Celsius today, which most of you are going, nah, that's average, or that's nothing. Yeah, it's quite warm in the UK. We're quite a humid, cold, foggy island normally, so when we do get temperatures that, 27 to the 30s, we all get a little bit nervous. We're not built to cope with this kind of warm weather. We don't have air conditioning in our homes as standard like you do in the rest of the world. It's just not needed. As I say, we're normally a cold, wet island surrounded in fog most of the time. So these rare weeks of sunshine we absolutely love, which is very good because obviously you've got the tennis going on at Wimbledon as well, back to tennis, so they're getting a nice fortnight of the weather. I think they only had a couple of rain delays last weekend. We'll probably have a bit more rain delay tomorrow because the weekend is supposed to be a bit wet in the UK, so I don't know if it's going to start generating thunderstorms or that heat and humidity. But yeah, it's supposed to be cooler tomorrow and raining, so great. Nice wet wedding. I bet my mate's going to be thrilled with that one. It's literally been sunny for the last 2 or 3 weeks, if not longer, with the odd grey, miserable day in between as you get. But yeah, to get one of those miserable grey days for your wedding day, that's a bit rubbish. But I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure the wedding will be over by the time the rain's due anyway, so they'll probably get a lovely day for the photos and all that. That's all you want. It could be windy, raining, whatever. As long as you get nice photos when it looks sunny, everyone's happy. That's all they're worried about. And all the brides can come off. The brides and the bridesmaids can come off their 6-month diet where they've been trying to crash their weight for their wedding photos. I don't know. Right. Job done, people. Job done. Right, and that has been a good day's work. So that's that field ready to be seeded next time and fertilised. That field has been seeded and fertilised, but whether it'll work, I don't know. And we've got the big field to work on, potentially hire somebody to do the work for us. Great! Well, this has been a very productive episode, I feel, and we've got a lot done. Whew. So I'm going to take a well-earned break. Oh, and get my ears a rest from that noise. From the music, sorry. The music, yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Thoughts, comments, and suggestions in the section below. Will that field sprout? What do you reckon? Let's have your best guess. What do you think? Yes, no, no, yes. Who knows? I'll gauge your opinion on that one for next time before we skip on, and we'll see if it did actually sprout. So yeah, let me know what I did wrong there. Should I? I'm pretty sure I should have fertilised soon after I seeded the fields, but as I say, I couldn't actually see the pellets from the fertiliser actually on the ground, which made it extremely difficult. But there we go. If we just have to challenge, if that's the challenge we have going forward, that's the challenge we have going forward. That's not a problem. So I'll leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this, and remember, hit that thumbs up button if I can speak properly, and join me next time for more Professional Farmer. So I'll see you then.